Hi, this is 𝐂𝐿 from Whole Venture.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
And today's video, we want to talk about that. Is it single traveling? Is it more fun?
Okay, is it more fun?
So we will talk about the pros and cons.
Okay.
The first one is you have more freedom.
More freedom.
Freedom of where to go, you know.
A lot of freedom. Everything is under your own control. Mm-hmm. Where you're going to eat, what you're going to do next. Are you going to lay in bed all day and sleep today? Are you going to watch TV? Are you going to go on a tour? Everything is, there's no one else to discuss the agenda with, so you're in full control.
There's a full control. But there also is, what do you feel about the loneliness?
There's definitely moments of loneliness when you travel alone. Especially when I've noticed it happens like when I'm at meals. Like when I'm wandering around shooting pictures, mm-hmm. I'm in a museum, I'm on a tour, talking to people, all that stuff's fine. But maybe when I go out to dinner, for some reason, when I'm sitting there alone, I notice it. Because usually there should be someone sitting across from me. So, and then, of course, at night, if you when you get home and there's no one to tell your story to or to make love to or whatever, that's another time loneliness kicks in.
So before we go through the next the subject, I would like to know about where do you have been when you are single traveling?
Oh gosh, all over the place. I've been to Eastern Europe, single traveling. I've been to Mexico, Central America, Southeast Asia, India. I've been a lot of places single traveling. Most of my time has been in relationships traveling, but a good amount of the world I've been to when I'm single, and some are easier than others to be single. So
where is the country or continent that you will feel more easy to be a single traveling? So when you're single traveling, you'll notice that you appreciate when people understand English even more. Places where they don't understand English, or when you're outside of tourist areas. In tourist areas around the world, there's often someone around you that knows English, mm-hmm. Especially in the hot spots, where English people show up. Yes.
Of course, tourist areas. But when you get outside of those areas, it's a little more difficult. So you have to have your Google Translator with you, or one of the various translators that are sold online now that do live translation. And that'll help. But for me, it's only been Google, Live Translate and Text Translate. And so it's much easier. So I look back and think about places I've been single. And often when I'm single, I spend more time in co-working spaces. Because there's people, often co-working spaces have like a schedule.
Yes.
Where Tuesday night is pizza night, and this kind of stuff, and mm-hmm. we're doing a tour to the beach on this night, and so that's all organized by other people, and it's other single and couple people all there, and digital nomads in general are much younger than me. I'm 62, mm-hmm. but I found they're very open-minded, intelligent people, and so they don't have a problem hanging around with an old guy like me. They find it interesting that someone like me is decided to live this sort of travel lifestyle, and they're fun to be around, and so it's fun to hang out with them. Mm-hmm. And there's always something going on. And then when I travel, I usually when I'm single, I put up my Tinder profile or whatever dating app is in the whatever part of the country I'm in, and it's in English, so it attracts people that speak a little bit of English usually. So that helps a little bit too. So there's little tricks that you could do when you're traveling single in places that are not primarily English speaking. So
I've been to traveling by myself, single traveling to Milan, to Turkey, and also to Shanghai after my fashion show thing, and also to Bali, Thailand, Singapore. And I think that's one thing is very hard for me is when I'm traveling single in Turkey. It's very hard because it's the first time that I don't speak their language and they don't speak much English as well.
Right.
So, but they are so helpful. I was there, it's about like, I can't remember which year, about 10 years ago at least. Yeah. So I by myself go to Turkey because I just break up with my break out from a relationship, the first one, you are the last one, that's all. And so I decided to jump on the plane and go to Turkey. And also where I stay in couchsurfing because I have not much of money, you know, so I will look for the couchsurfing. And I jumping over there. And then I'm going to few cities also. So I take a bus to another city, it's called Cappadocia. And I was inside the bus, and then they have a break, so I go down to buy something to eat and go for a toilet, you know, fresh out. And then when I turn back, because when I jump down to the bus at the time, there's only one bus. I didn't expect they have 10 buses coming up. And all the bus is all the white color. And then I didn't take a photo of the number plate.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, how I go in, how I find my seat. And then I was jumping out for the 1-2 of the bus to see where's my seat because I left my backpack on the.
Oh wow!
Not the. No, I left my jacket or something to recognize my seat.
Yeah.
So I was going to a bus and come down the second one, and then there's someone waving me. Your bus is here.
Oh, so
they recognize me because I'm the only Asian face showing in Turkey and that tall. So I was jumping the bus, so it's nice. And then, you know, on my seat, next to my seat, the girl also offering me, she is Turkish, she offered me the cookie or something. It's all very lovely person. So there's not much problem for me to be traveling because I always got help from the people surrounding me.
Right.
And then when I arrived in the Cappadocia, I was going to check into my hotel. And there's a price for local people to book and also the foreigner people to book. And also you book by the apps like Booking.com and Agoda. So the price got a difference. So I call my couchsurfing host to tell them that I book in the apps is this price. I only pay this price, you know. Yeah. So they accept it because they got someone to talk. And then I was going around, and on that hostel they are famous with the Japanese people. I don't know why. There's like bunch of Japanese people, like 4 or 5 people,
yeah,
and
of course.
They speak Japanese to me.
Oh, nice.
I like, sorry, I don't speak Japanese. I said, oh, I thought you're Japanese. I said, yeah, sometimes I look like Japanese. So I made friends with them. Then but we didn't able to go to seeing the site together because our time is different. It's crash. They are leaving, I arriving.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then also when I booked the tour from the hostel. That's when the tour company come to pick up me, and then the tour guide would say that, hey, you are going to they have 2 tours, green tour and the red tour. I can't remember which tour they're in, and they say that there's another tour, it's more fun and it's more expensive. He said, no, you don't need to pay more money, you can come with me, I can bring you around. I said, no, thank you, because what I read, that one is more dangerous because it's going to underground. If you lost, you will be there forever. And I don't know what will happen to me, so I declined the tour guide. I said, no, I want to go to this tour only. So actually, loneliness will be like you saying that during the night, and you want to share with someone about what do you see today. You have no one to share. Yeah. So it's quite hard for that. But besides that, I very enjoy traveling single because I can see everything by my eye, and even they don't speak English. You know, I just use a hand language or something. And that's fun, but there's some loneliness over there.
I've been to Turkey too. It's beautiful food there, and amazing scenery and stuff. So it's right on the Mediterranean, so it's hard to beat. It's beautiful.
That's why the next one we will talk about safety. Okay. So how you feel safe when you're traveling single?
Well, as a man, it's 6 foot, 180 pounds. I don't look like a soft target. I'm, still in relatively good shape. I really haven't had any trouble. I knock on plastic.
The wood here.
Okay. I'm not superstitious, so plastic's fine. I just watch, and try not to get isolated. That's my basic thing. Actually, I have a whole report on how to travel safely, but isolation is one of the most dangerous things, especially if it's nighttime and there's no one around. That could be a trouble. So try to stay out of isolated areas. But other than that, if there's people around, and I can tell that the neighborhood, it's not really a dangerous neighborhood, I'm not really worried about it. I haven't had any trouble traveling to any real extent. It's almost like when people from my country, they think they're in a safe place and that everywhere else is dangerous. I'm from the USA, and I haven't really found that to be true. I think the U.S. is, personally, I think U.S. citizens and Brazilian citizens, they're more quickly to put up their fists, I think, than anywhere else I've been in the world. And I don't feel that in other countries. More friendly, I think, more easygoing, more laid back. I'm not saying all Brazilians or all Americans are that way, but if you're, it just seems to be more often to me.
So you feel safe when you are traveling because
I feel safer outside the United States, yeah.
And you are going to a place, it's not isolating and it's more tourist place, you watch out for everything.
Yeah.
You stay alert.
Yeah, stay alert. I stay in more places where there's more people around until I get to know a city. There are many places I've been where when I first got there, I didn't know what the safety risks were, and I was careful, but later I found out you just really shouldn't be afraid there. Like, I have very little fear here in the Philippines. It feels to me much safer than many other countries.
I feel safe in the Philippines. So when you are not around here, I was living by myself in the Philippines for a month.
Yeah.
So I just took my motorbike, I go to the bar, have a three beer, because after 3 beer I cannot drive, so I drive home after that. I just don't want to drinking beer by myself at home.
Yeah.
So I go to the bar, at least that there's a bunch of people surrounding me also drinking beer.
Did anyone recognize you from your channel?
No, we are not that famous yet.
Oh, that was before we before we had a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, that's before, during the pandemic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the safety for me is also I stay alert and I watch out what is surrounding me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
That's why I didn't go to the tour that the tour guides recommend me. But actually, I make a mistake also when I'm in Turkey. I go to another site. It's called I can't remember the name. It's called 𝐶𝐻𝐻. The English name for that is all white. I can't remember that. And then I went there by myself. I go in, and then accidentally I go to a ruin site that people that people try to get the ruins, to check how old is this thing and that.
Yeah, the archaeological site.
I went to the archaeological site, and there's a foreigner also working over there, and I see the sign. I don't understand that, and I see people a bunch over there, and they have a block, a fan, but I still walking inside. So I walk inside, I see someone that I say like, "Oh, what are you doing there?" I know I'm a very funny person, and I say, "Oh, they are doing this," and then they will bring it to the museum in Antalya. Antalya.
Yeah, that's east of there.
Yeah. So they are doing all the thing, and then they say, and then there's someone's coming and say, "You shouldn't come inside here." I said, "I'm so sorry, I don't understand Turkish. So it's okay, I'm going out right now. I just, by myself, just go explore by myself."
Yeah.
And after that, there's one Turkish man. He say he is a professor and he work in the museum. He say that he can offer me a tour to see another archaeology site.
Right.
And guess what?
What?
I say yes. I don't know what in my mind, like, "Oh, that's fun." I will jump in the car with him to go to another site. It's about 20-minute drive, and it's all nothing, just
ruins.
The ruins and the tree, and I starting, what the?
You're isolated.
Yeah, I'm isolating myself, and I don't have anything with me. When I travel by myself alone, I have a small knife with me that can be open.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything. I think I have that. I'm not so sure, but how could I? In my mind is, what should I do if anything happen? What is the situation would be happen? So when we arrive, and then he take a photo, of me and help me take a photo. And I said, I want to go back now. And then luckily he bring me back. But after that, when I came back to Turkey in the couch surfing place, and I talked to my friend said, you will get killed over there. Do you know? I say, I know. After when I inside the car, I said, I will not do that anymore. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
But when I in Milan that time, I don't have much trouble. Just like enjoy myself, mostly shopping over there.
Yeah, Milan's a lot of shopping.
It's shopping over there. So it's quite fun. Do you have any fun experience when you travel by yourself in any country? Every country.
I mean, I love traveling. It's my thing. It's hard to pick anything. Really, I think it depends on what you're looking for. Like I really like going to museums and reading about history and seeing uncovered whatever, 1,000-year-old pottery or whatever, and reading about and who it was. Like when I was in Egypt, it was fun because the tour guide showed me. He showed me on some ruins. He showed me where a Roman. Now the Romans happened after the Egyptians, but he showed me a famous Roman who had carved his name into an Egyptian ruin. So he was showing me ruins that were, say, 2,000 years old, carved into 3,000, about 4,000-year-old ruins, which is kind of fascinating if you think about it. I mean, none of us want to think that when we're dead, people will forget who we are. So maybe that's what he was thinking when he carved that. But it's kind of fascinating. But I also enjoy everything. I mean, I like going out and bar hopping. I like dancing. Like I just do whatever I feel like when I'm traveling single.
Have you met anyone like during your single traveling? Because you say you will open a Tinder profile. Yeah. Have you met anyone in Tinder that you have conversations or
sure. Along the way, it'll happen more. I think it seems to happen more in Southeast Asia for a couple of reasons. One, there's a lot of Westerners that are always in Southeast Asia, whether it's Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur or wherever. So you'll meet Westerners that you can chat with. Or when I was in Bangkok, I met with she was a digital nomad. And we got together and had dinner and hung out for a couple of days and had a good time. And then, that's happened many times. It's fun. I enjoy that. It brings like a different dimension to travel when you meet new people and you're doing new things. And sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's just friendship. And so it's hard to really, try not to figure out what something is right away. Just give it time to develop naturally and see what it is.
I just remember my experience in Shanghai. I go to Shanghai, so I use Tinder.
Right.
And also staying in Shanghai is couch surfing. And I hear from my friend, they say the Shanghai guy is a very good guy. They take care of a house, It's the best guy in China. And then I never have an Asian boyfriend. Or a Chinese boyfriend in my life until right now. Still, this is my last now. And then so I want to go to Shanghai and find a Chinese boyfriend, China boyfriend. So when I go there, and what I get is mostly a foreigner.
So it turned out to be a foreigner?
Yeah, it turned out to be a foreigner. No, I mean that I will try to find a Chinese one, but all my match is of foreigner.
Was that on Tinder?
Yeah, it's on Tinder. And then it's like...
Maybe that's more a Western application. Maybe the Chinese guys are on another one.
Yeah, and it's just like... It's not. So whatever you expect, you will not get it. So that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Life's all about managing your expectations. Because the flip side of that coin is when you're expecting nothing, some of the best things come out of it. Like when we met, I was just, spending time, just getting to know somebody. I didn't think, this is a relationship or not or any of that. We just got together and chatted and chatted and chatted and chatted.
When we spend time together, we go to Gundy, we go to, some traveling together when the time have. So good because that's a way of I finding my partner. I need to see is it how to living with him for a few days and how is traveling with him. You know, to see
traveling is very important in a relationship. Yeah.
And how he manage or handling the situation when you're in a foreign country, you don't speak the language, you know, and all these things. So that's why it takes a long time for me to identify as, is this my boyfriend, partner, or, you know, so I say I only have 2 relationships, the first one and the last one. It's very hard to jump to be a boyfriend of 𝐤𝐎. Even I met a guy that they are mostly foreigner. Actually it's all foreigner, and they are very high education. They are country head. You know, they handle a big company, higher position, and so on. Yeah. And there's a guy I just met, and we have a good dinner, and also I bring my friend out for dinner with him. He don't mind. I said, wow, this is nice. I mean, that first thing is you treat my friends good. I like it, so I want to go through more than you. So I went to Singapore to meet him, and he bought me a perfume, $100 perfume. I was shocked when he gave me like, why you bought me perfume? I said, I don't want that. Because you are not my boyfriend or someone, I will not take anything from you. Yeah, I will not take, but you can buy me food. That means you buy me to a good restaurant. I will take that. I just love to eat. Or you cook for me, that's all. Yeah. So then I would say, I don't want to take that. I say, you give to your, the domestic helper, he have a domestic. I say, give to her. I think she would be very happy she got a gift from you. He said, no. I said, like,
give it to the next girl.
I say, she has to give to any of your friends. Say, I don't have friends. I say, like, okay. I said, no more next time, okay? Don't buy me anything. I just don't like. So I carry that perfume back to Malaysia. So there is a story about that. I met a lot of different people when I'm traveling single. Or I meet them, you know, and whatsoever. Yeah.
So what do you think? Is traveling single worth it?
I do.
I do too. Yeah, I think it's great.
It's good, but for long term, I will not like it. To conclude this video, so do you find single traveling is fun?
Yeah, for me, I enjoy discovering the world.
And discovering the new people?
People, places, food, culture. I don't really think there's anything at this point that would stop me from traveling, other than maybe my health, or who knows, maybe some social nonsense. But I really enjoy it. I don't like
enjoy single traveling.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it, second only to traveling with you, my dear.
I would say that single traveling is fun if you have if I have like 5 days or a week time, you know, to traveling by myself and to enjoying, you know. I think it's fun. But for long term, I cannot. I prefer to have a partner with me traveling that I can share, I can talk with.
Yeah. So anything more than 7 days, you rather stay home than travel?
Yeah, I'd rather stay home or, you know, visit my family and friends. Yeah. But this for now. That's what I feel. Maybe in the future I can travel it for long term. I don't know, you know. But I was here at that time in 𝒕𝒧𝒭𝐷 for months. Right. I feel quite bored, you know, because I here by myself, and I don't know how to make friends. Yeah. Mostly is when I go out, people come to make friends with me. I have no problem, you know. Even I go everywhere, you know. So it's just easier. So I met friends, I feel comfortable with them, and then I will hang out with them more time, you know. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing I would add, and you can put this anywhere in the video, is that if you're traveling single, if you have some kind of gimmick that could distinguish you in some way, like for example, if you were in a Spanish-speaking country and you went to the Central Park, and you put up a sign every day, maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, from 4 to 6, or whatever, 2 to 4, that said, "I teach English." And and you had a chair there and just a sign, and people could come sit down and they could meet you and talk to you and learn English. That kind of gimmick is nice because that's just one example. You could also play guitar. You could, if you're into, I don't know, West Coast swing, you play music and you could just say West Coast sing lessons. If you have some kind of gimmick where you can meet people in a public kind of square, it really will accelerate your enjoyment.
Oh, yeah.
So,
in a public place, square, plaza, it's true, but not a house or,
Yeah, not your home, of course.
Yeah.
No. I mean, not until you get to know people. It's better not to bring them home.
Sounds like you always bring people home, huh?
No, I'm a virgin still.
Today.
Today? Yeah, you're right. I'm a virgin today.
So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.